Hello, I'm Owen Conklin, and I'm a Residence Hall Director at SUNY Delhi, as well as a student in the Higher Education Administration program at Stony Brook. And here today I am to talk about military professionals and veteran students and their subpopulation. And one of the things you should first get to know is that with military students, there's not a lot of information out there. Those veteran students don't have a lot of research backing them as a subpopulation, and it's one of those things not even addressed in our book. But they are an important subpopulation to get to know, and a group that is having a transition and effect on college campuses. Reasons colleges should care is because there's a lot of veterans coming back, given that we're scaling back our military and bringing them back to the United States. They're looking then to go into higher education to complete the degrees. The government offers them money to complete these degrees. It's money that colleges is guaranteed, and it's money that colleges can easily grasp and get a hold of and make sure there's guaranteed money coming in. They also have leadership qualities that colleges look for because the military trains them to be great leaders and have great teamwork. And that's something that colleges need and are looking for a lot of times in their students. Colleges should also care because the United States government, in terms of the President and Congress, have really called recently colleges to action to get veterans through 2 degrees because it is something that the government cares about. And if we want to be compliant as an institution or as universities with these needs of governments since they're a stakeholder, it's important to really get veterans on our radar and as a group that we should care about. Now, veterans have different roadblocks to them, coming on campus. First, they could be tied down to certain areas because they have the same concerns that non-traditional students have, that they have a busy working schedule, they have dependents or they have spouses, so they're tied to certain areas and they can't travel, they can't commute to a faraway campus. They also may have concerns about what their grades are at. They may have a hard time getting into college because colleges look at their grades from before they were in military service, and their military service has shaped and made them better leaders and also a little better at being what a college successful student would be like. So student veterans and military personnel have problems even before getting to campus. Once they get on campus, there's a potential for them to have problems with other students or other faculty or staff not understanding their military experience. Other faculty or staff or students could ask insensitive questions that bothers them. I did interviews and research that both said that students were hurt and had more stressful times and were really having a tough time when people were insensitive to their needs. It also could have problems with military conversations coming up in the classroom where debates happen about whether or not a war is okay or justified, and it really affects veteran students because how much of their life they devoted to that. Another roadblock could be different issues with understanding where residents where they should go for their own leadership, where student veterans could go to get to know other student veterans. There may not be places on campus for them to get to know one another or for them to feel like they're in a safe space. Even though there's issues, there's a lot of positive things that they can do about it. There's a lot of positive things that universities are doing about it. Many universities are coming up with Veterans Affairs professionals or offices that are really advocating for them as a group, trying to get them safe spaces, also trying to connect them to benefits because the college can give them benefits since they're students, but Veterans Affairs gives them a lot of benefits, including health, including their paying for their tuition and giving them extra money on the side. So it's important for a veterans professional or a veterans office to understand what things are out there for veterans, what they can go seek out either through the VA or on campus, and try to split up who's doing what and helping them in what way. Also, there's a lot of offices and other places on campus who are starting to understand veterans more and also supporting them more fully. And that's something the veterans said that they appreciated, was the support from staff and from other students as well. There's also student organizations popping up for veterans, and there's been an increase of those across the nation. And it's something that is truly encouraged in the research is that these organizations to bond veterans together under a common cause exist, and it helps connect them so they can share and really come to terms with what's going on with them now as well as what happened to them while they were in the service. Veteran students are also benefiting because some of them who are having some issues coming back with PTSD, there's colleges and universities trying to help them reach out to other healthcare professionals, trying to reach out on campus or through the VA to help them acclimate themselves not only to on-campus life but to civilian life as it goes. biggest thing to know with veteran students is that they want their voices heard, that they are an emerging group, and as an emerging group and a subpopulation, they have certain things that are coming to them. You know, the colleges and universities are trying to reach out to them. But if their voice is heard either through offices or through advocacy, through student organizations, or through support by campus at large, veteran students tend to be more successful. The outcomes that need to happen with veteran students and military personnel is more research. That is something that everything that I've read and everyone I've talked to have expressed, is that more research needs to be done for these students to determine some of the nuances of success. One of the things I did learn is not every veteran's story is the same. There's a lot of diversity in veterans' experiences between active combat or other jobs or other situations. The veterans I talked to and interviewed were non-combat veterans and had a very different experience than what most people stereotype as the veteran experience. So when they come back as students, they have a different story to tell about their experience as veterans. That just like any other subpopulation, there's diversity within the subpopulation itself. And it's important to understand and try to get some research done on that. Thank you very much for the presentation. I encourage you to learn more, and if you have any questions, please contact me.